Hello, welcome back to the 28th ELO Inflation Game Sense Analysis series. I'm gonna hop right into fighting Sasha AU. I lost to this player on an earlier game Inflation Sense series talk in Diamond, so let's take it back real quick. Oops. Make sure she doesn't gapple. Come here. That's 2 foot and steals. Gotcha. Alright, a good start. I wanted to check my global actually. 1916. I'm number 9 on the board right now. I wonder why my name is still full caps. Alright. Anyway. I got a topic. It's a little bit of a shorter topic. So I don't want to hop right into it. So until then, oh yeah, I tweeted this out just earlier, but I'm thinking for 5K, I'm gonna make a montage of all the various times I've said game sense in all of my ELO series. So probably a 15-minute video or so. It shouldn't be bad. Yeah. So what's going on? The usual. I'm trying to get better at build. I still suck ass. But all my other ELOs are slowly rising as I focus on build. It's so fucking... I have like 2,500 maybe matches played this season. Globally, more than half of them are build. Like 1,000, maybe 1,500 matches are build. And I'm 2,200. I guess 2,200 isn't a bad ELO. But it's definitely not where I want to be, I guess. That's the hard part. But, for the most part, my other ELOs are going on. You know, Archer hit 2,200. I don't know, other shit. Ouch, bad miss. Ouch, let's gapple. Huh. Alright. So the topic is, it's about toxicity, you know, your generic toxicity. Not really a rant, but, a rant. Cause, you know, I look at these things, and it's hard for me to, I don't know, it's a different topic from the other ones I've talked about, you know, where I'm talking about game mechanics or fucking how to get better at build UHC, whereas this is much different. It's something undoubtedly prominent in any competitive community, especially one, you know, where you're anonymous, especially one where you can put so much at risk, if you want to think about it like that with ELO. You put so much at risk. I mean, competition breeds toxicity. I think League of Legends is notorious for being one of the single most toxic communities to ever exist. Excuse me. And that's not without, you know, reason. The Minecraft community, or the competitive one at least, has always been pretty toxic. But, I mean, at this point, you know, on Twitter and shit, it's all over the place. You know, and not only that, but toxicity used to make you, you know, shunned, frowned upon. You know, it almost makes you more popular now. And I don't know why. I don't know, I mean, what's changed? Sadly, there's always the answer. It's just Minecraft. It's just a joke. And it's not like, you know, the problem isn't that people are gonna, you know, because someone roasted them on Twitter or told them to drink bleach, you know, they're gonna go jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, The problem is, I mean, it's not nearly that severe, but it's still a problem. You know, a toxicity like that isn't something you ever want. Holy, ouch, fuck. I mean, what? Do you force players to hook up their Twitter to their in-game account so that they have to not be toxic? They have to follow the same server rules on their Minecraft Twitter? I don't think that's the answer. And holy shit, this guy's actually fucking destroying me. Alright. I wish it was more frowned upon by the community. And I talked about this actually very much last time regarding hacks in the 27th ELO series, where to a point there's only so much server-side hack detection, and beyond that, discouragement of hacking that you can do. But the fact that it's less frowned upon now, for both toxicity and cheating, diminishes the risk of being caught cheating because because, you know, your loss of reputation isn't quite so severe, if at all. Come on. Ouch. Okay. I guess. So yeah, I guess all of it, toxicity and toxicity prevention, comes from the community. But unlike the appeals, unlike bans and shit, you know, hack detection, I feel like there is more that the server can do. And I'm not saying, you know, tighten up on chat rules. I'm definitely not suggesting you link all the players' Twitter to the Minecraft accounts. But oh, come on. But there's something. All right, come here. Did he bother? Yeah. Full hearts. Oh, okay, he's dead. I think there's something inherently encouraging to be toxic with the current strictness, if you will, of the chat filter. And when I say the chat filter, I don't literally mean like when you type easy, you can't say it in chat. I mean, on a much broader scale than that, the fact that the server is very strict on just punishments in general, you know, on any kind of mute. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've personally always supported a very strict mute system, but to be honest, I like to think over the past, I don't know, year or two, I've wisened up a little bit, and I think one of the things I've learned is that, in general, not in regards to toxicity or Minecraft, but sometimes, and this is a little bit bigger of a concept than I really wanted to get into, but it's true. I think sometimes if you push too hard for something, it pushes back. Now, I don't know. I probably couldn't hold that, you know, in a logical argument or whatever discussion. But what's this guy doing? But I just noticed in general that sometimes one thing, you know, if you now this is gonna sound. Ouch. Oh, this is trouble. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. This is gonna sound much more wise than I intend. But if you want something, then you have to let it happen on its own. Or I don't know. I couldn't give you an example. It's That is not that's not really what I wanted to get into. This isn't life tips with Hivlik. This guy looks good. What this is the realization that maybe the very strict chat rules on Badlion almost encourage. Oh god. Good lord. Low as fuck. Did I? Shit. I think I'm in trouble. Healing again. I might as well. Just for fun. We should both be 5-1 then. Like the cape, buddy. Oh. Okay. I'll take it. Whoa. Sorry for not talking, I actually didn't even realize. Focusing on fighting this guy. He's real good. Woo! Boy, oh boy. That was fun. I was talking about something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, what I was talking about was, that maybe loosening up on the chat rules would, in fact, encourage people to be less toxic. Does that make sense? I don't fucking know. That's a cold hard guess right there. But I think it makes a little bit of sense. I have a little bit of evidence, maybe, kind of. Okay. I compare Badlion's Twitter to Kohi's. I mean, Kohi's chat was toxic as fuck. Like, ridiculously toxic. You know, it's no secret that you could probably go on Kohi and say, jump off a bridge into a lake of Clorox bleach and tape your eyes open. I don't know. I mean, you could say whatever the fuck you want, and you'd be fine. I don't even know if they had a mute system. But then on Twitter, I never really saw them get toxic. At least not a lot more toxic than the Badlion players. Oh, come on. Okay. I saw it on YouTube, of course. I mean, people made rape series and whatever, but still, that's far less toxic than burn all the dirty Jews on the mountain. You know, it's and not to say that, you know, any of Badlion's community says stuff to that extent, but I think you understand the point that that maybe that allowing them to be more toxic in game just they didn't really hold grudges. You know, maybe they got all their shit out and they didn't feel like being toxic, or not necessarily feel like, because it's not a very painstaking task to be toxic. But I think you understand. Now, again, by no means was Kohi's chat perfect. I mean, I a million times over prefer Badlion's very strict rules to Kohi's very not strict rules. But But I think there might be something to gain from loosening the reins a little bit. You know? I think there's a middle ground. Now don't get me wrong. Like I said, I've always supported like a very strong chat, not filter, but chat rules, chat enforcement. Let me turn on clear glass. Don't just kill me, please. Oh fuck. Okay. That's better. Where's this guy? There you are. I've always been a big, not necessarily a fan, but I guess, you know, a fan of strict chat rules, like I said. And I think if you say like easy after a fight, after you fuck someone up, and you mean it, and you're being like serious, you're just being like toxic, you just like want to make the other guy feel like shit for losing. I mean, that is actually probably one of the most toxic things you can say. You know, spare. Go end your life with a shovel. Fuck. Whoops. Okay. You know, but there's stuff like, I don't know, I don't want to bring up particular examples, because although I'm doing it pretty civilly, I don't really want to criticize specifically anything that gets punished, but there are rules and things that get muted for that I think just really stifle up unnecessarily stifle up these conversations. This is actually probably one of the weakest arguments I've ever held on this series, and to be honest, I mean, I recognize that, but I can't get around, you know, the feeling, and it is not much more than that, a feeling that there could be something, there's a much more beneficial middle ground. Because I think that's almost always the case. You know? A balance in any server thing, in anything ever, is probably better than either extreme. For the most part. Alright, buddy. I'm actually going to pre-gap and then just go in. I'm in trouble. Okay, that's better. So what to take from this? I don't know. It's a like I said, it's a tough subject. And again, like I said, definitely the weakest one I've talked about. You know, I had a real great argument for the 4 stages of competence in game sense, but an elo inflation. But I guess that's not so much the case in this situation. I'd love an argument on either side, because I feel like there's something here that I could definitely get behind. I was in the shower because that's where I actually think about all my Evo series topics. No, come here. There we go. Almost all of them. And this thought dawned on me, that maybe this strict chat isn't so perfect, you know? You know, muting for things like L, like, and like I said, you know, a bad sportsmanship, I think, is a much larger crime, if you will. Obviously not a crime, but you get it. A much larger crime, if you will, than a slur. You know? I used to always use the example, like when someone says KYS in chat, I used to always say, You don't know if the guy on the other side of the keyboard is really gonna get triggered by that and is really depressed. I always used to tell that to people when they said, you know, death threats isn't that big a deal. But, and while that does hold some water, there's just the addition to that air of toxicity in the chat is something that can be fixed, and that is by having chat rules. These chat rules. I guess on the large scheme of things, Badlion doesn't need to care about what the community is like on Twitter. Excuse me. Ugh, sorry. It doesn't need to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, restrict any of that toxicity, because, not that it doesn't care, I mean, whatever, but, you know, it doesn't really affect the server that much. It affects the community, it affects the players, and I guess that's part of the server, but, you know, maybe the reason for having such a strict set of chat rules is because... Oh, come on. Okay. Get that healthy ghost kill. Oops. Come here. Come here. Come on. I've gotten quiet a lot in this Halo series. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a real good topic to talk about. I don't know. I thought this one, there's something in it. I just can't. I'm just not smart enough to fully comprehend the situation. Not wise enough. More accurately. What time is it? All right. I mean. And this is something I said at the beginning of the series, or the episode, I don't know. A lot of this change, be it hacking, be it toxicity, be it really anything, all has to come from the community. There's only so much that Badlion, the server, can regulate, rather than Badlion, the players. This isn't a call to action. That's what it sounds like. I know, it sounds cringy as fuck. It sounds like free at last, but I do mean it. I do mean that a lot of the change just has to come from the community itself. And I guess the bottom line is, if people don't mind the toxicity that much, then it won't change. There's no need for it to change. It will continue to exist. And, you know, if it does continue to exist, then maybe the idea is that it doesn't matter, because people don't really care enough. You know, it doesn't... The guy on the other side of the keyboard doesn't get hurt nearly as much as we might have thought. You know, it's... if the community doesn't need, you know, any changes to the toxicity level, then it won't make any. It doesn't have to. Why should it? Oh, fuck. That was my fault. Got too aggressive. Is that open inventory thing bugged? I think it is. So, I guess that's the topic. I'm in trouble. Oh, fuck. No, 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 no. Jesus. I did it on purpose. To bait him in. That's right, he's baited. Gonna speed up. $19.16 global. Oops. Alright. Wow, that guy is really good. So I think I'll end it here. I don't have shit to talk about. And yeah. That's the topic. I hope you gained something from it. I think I did. I'm not sure what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah. That's the idea. That's the topic. Thank you for coming and learning about game sense and inflating the ELO with me. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to help inflate the ELO, make sure you leave a like. I don't really know how much it helps me, if at all, but it looks pretty nice. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.